Good afternoon, it's Captain Tony from Foxy Lady Sport Fishing. Today we're going to go over a simple way to rig and use a harpoon for both tuna fishing and shark. Here is a bronze dart that I have connected to 1/4 inch soft line with an eye spliced in it. And basically what you want to do with the bronze dart is either with a bench grinder or a bastard file, side by side, sharpen this to a nice edge on both sides. When the dart penetrates into the fish, it gets pulled back out. That's called a button hook or buttonhole. That's how the dart purchases inside the fish. If you're strong enough and you get the dart all the way through the fish, the dart on the outside, you will never lose the fish this way. To connect the spliced eye to another rope, I use a double sheep bend. A sheep bend is fine, but I use a double sheep bend. And what's neat about this method is this can be 100 feet of line that goes to a poly ball. This could be a 20-foot line that goes to a cleat. It's whatever you want it to be. If you have multiple darts set up and you have multiple tuna, when the first tuna comes on board, you can very simply undo this knot, drop the tuna fish in the box, take your second dart, retie and go again if you have multiple hookups. So this is a quick and easy way to keep the dart in the fish without wasting time digging it out if you have multiple hookups. On my boat we usually have about 4 darts already set. We use a soft 3-strand line, and the reason we do that is if the fish takes off, we don't want this line ruining meat. This dart is set on a cable, and this is for a shark obviously. This one is plastic coated, so if you did use it for a tuna you wouldn't wreck the meat. If you used a multiple strand cable and you pushed it through a tuna, as that fish is moving, you're sawing through and wrecking meat. So one method of rigging the dart is to take the tapered back of the dart and the tapered end of the harpoon. You connect them. Now, if you just connect them like this, gravity can knock the dart right out. So you want to secure the dart to the harpoon. And a very simple method of doing that is under tension, taking a roll of electrical tape and simply taking a few wraps around the shaft of the harpoon and the rope. Make sure it's under tension. And now the dart will not come off. And when you hit a fish, it'll very easily pull off out of the tape. The method would be to use a number 64 rubber band, and you just back this over itself on the rope. Again, using electrical tape, put a little tension on, and simply with the rubber band under tension, tape it to the shaft of the harpoon. And now you've got a little extra tension here, another simple way of keeping the dart on the harpoon. The back end of this harpoon has a ring spliced into a cap that spins on. And what I'll normally do, and I'm using this green surgical tube so you can see it easily, is somewhere about 20 feet of line, I'll just simply put an overhand knot through the ring. And this is to ensure that if you throw the harpoon and it's in the water, you don't lose the harpoon. You can use alpine clips. There are many ways to do this, but just simple overhand knot to keep this from being lost is a very effective method. Now the Poon harpoon has a joiner, and this is a great harpoon. It's really idiot proof. It doesn't matter which section of pole you use, which connector you use, there's no order, it's all interchangeable. You put these together and it becomes an 8-foot harpoon. One last thing, after you tie the overhand knot to the back of the harpoon, you're going to have about 5 feet or so of loose line between the dart and the shaft of the harpoon. So what I like to do is just simply double or triple it over itself. Put it on the harpoon shaft, put a piece of electrical tape here, piece of electrical tape here, and this keeps everything nice and neat. If you throw the harpoon, it won't get tangled in the leader. You won't be stepping on it. It won't get wrapped around your neck. It is a very efficient and easy way to keep the excess in check. Okay, and now I will show you the finished product of the fully rigged harpoon. Here is the dart spliced to a piece of 1/4 inch rope. I've got some chafing gear at the dart end, and I also used a little heat shrinking tube across the splice just to make sure that it's nice and neat. Here's a number 64 rubber band around the rope, taped to the shaft of the harpoon. This is all the same piece of rope now. This is the back splice. Again, some heat shrinking tube here just to keep everything nice and neat together. Here I have a double sheet bend, and I'm using green surgical tube so you can see the knot better. This just represents the line going to the basket or to the cleat. I have 2 wraps here, actually 3, sorry, 1, 2, and 3. Electrical tape to the shaft, electrical tape to the back of the shaft, and then an overhand knot to a ring that connects the rope to the harpoon itself. So what happens when the dart goes into the fish, the rubber band breaks, the line from the electrical tube here and here, the electrical tape line, will part off. That extra 10 or 15 feet will allow the fish to move if it need be. If you wind up dropping or throwing the harpoon handle, it'll stay attached to the line, and you can retrieve it as you bring the fish back to the boat. This is Tony Gatto from Foxy Lady Sport Fishing. I hope you found this video helpful. If you need more tips and do-it-yourself type projects, please visit my website at foxylady.com. It's FOXSEALADY.com. I also have a Facebook page. It's Foxy Lady Sport Fishing. I hope you found this video helpful, and good luck this season.